Hello everyone, Alec Elger the Cyclist Gamer here, and I've stated how much I don't like the Bubsy games. A character who is kind of annoying with a gameplay that has a good idea, but its execution is so flawed that the game has a negative reputation. Heck, the entire series has a reputation because the games didn't really get much better from there. Bubsy is sort of a meme at this point, and because of his newfound fame on the internet, he was brought back in Bubsy 2fer, which was a collection of the first two Bubsy games. And no, they did not make any significant improvements from what I've seen. Regardless of the quality of the games ranging from mediocre to absolute garbage, I don't think the series should just die. In fact, I'm quite excited for Bubsy the Woolies Strike Back that was recently announced. Returning viewers, I know exactly what you're thinking. I was a skeptic of Sonic Mania, criticizing it for rehashing stages and all, but when you have a series like Sonic, you tend to have high expectations of a quality release, and due to Sonic doing all sorts of things with its gameplay, drawing in some while pushing away others, I do voice concern when it comes to the reuse of stages, where they're not bad, but you kind of want entirely new stages. Sure, some people don't mind the reuse of stages, but my name is not Some People Elger. Although, new information does make me hopeful for Sonic Mania's eventual release. But that first trailer has raised some eyebrows, and the video I made of that first trailer, as well as the gameplay videos of Green Hill's own Studiopolis, just made me a little bit skeptical. I didn't say it was going to be bad, because I'm not a fortune teller. I was a guy simply giving his opinion on a video game trailer and what to expect. Should I be hyped for Sonic Mania? I kind of am, but I'm a bit skeptical. Same can be said for this trailer. I'm kind of excited for it. But the difference between Sonic Mania and Bubsy the Woolies Strike Back is that Bubsy never had a Sonic 3 Knuckles tier game in terms of quality. It never had a quality release thanks to Michael Berlin caring more about the character than making a platformer that works, in addition to Accolade pretty much rushing these projects out the door to make a quick buck. By the way, Accolade is back. I sure hope they don't make the same mistakes they did back in the 90s. I still maintain that if they zoomed out the camera in the 2D games, it would give Bubsy better visibility and therefore be an okay platformer, but as it was released, it failed real hard because of the poor visibility, and it is remembered as a horrible ripoff that didn't really know what made its inspiration fun, which was Sonic. Bubsy 2 at least had more ambitious ideas of what it wanted to be thanks to the Nerf gun, but the reuse of levels and again the poor visibility made the game annoying to play through. And don't get me started on 3D and Fractured Furry Tales. Despite my original 4 reviews of the Bubsy quadrilogy seeing some success for the channel, I was way too nice with these games, especially Fractured. I don't know whether this or 3D is worse. On one hand, Furry Tales is a horrible 2D platformer with some alright graphics, while Bubsy 3D is a horrible 3D platformer that fails on every aspect from graphics to gameplay to music. Yet I find 3D less offensive as a platformer than Furry Tales because of how miserable the latter was to play through. So why the heck am I hyped for Bubsy the Woolies Strike Back? Well, despite my negative outlook of the series as a whole, it's because the parts of the whole are less than stellar. Just because a series is known for having awful entries doesn't mean I refuse to give it another chance, given it's at a lower price and I hear some people like it. Bubsy's issues are so obnoxious that anyone who likes video games and wants to make good video games can fix these issues. It's a simple platforming concept. Just jump on enemies, traverse through crazy levels filled with yarn balls because cats like yarn and Bubsy's an anthropomorphic bobcat. Ha ha! Maybe a game series deserves to die if those running it are going to sell games with the same issues at full price over and over, like Accolade did in the 90s, but Bubsy the Woolies Strikes Back is different. It's being developed by Black Forest Games, who were responsible for revamping a series that was a total knockoff of Super Mario Bros., but managed to turn them into their own characters and own platformer. Giana's Sister's Twisted Dreams was released in 2012 to relative critical acclaim, and from what gameplay I've seen, you would find it really hard to believe this series' first entry was originally a Super Mario Bros. Knockoff. And from seeing the trailer of the surprise Bubsy the Woolies Strike Back, Bubsy makes one of his usual bad jokes, but I couldn't help crack a smile because despite being annoying, it shows that this game understands the one vision Berlin wanted for the character. Bad cat jokes, bad cat puns, nasally voice, but That's the Bubsy I know, and I wouldn't really want him any other way as a character, because the fact that the character is so meme-worthy and relevant, despite his games having a negative reputation, just shows how memorable he is as a one-note character. But the biggest reason I'm excited for it is how they zoomed out the camera. He can glide and collect yarn balls, the platforming actually looks solid, but has potential to be interesting because the visibility is much better. Yes, finally! A Bubsy game where I can actually see what's in front of me. I can actually see what's up ahead. I mean, the graphics do look a little cheap, but it's stylistic enough to warrant a budget release. I can forgive primitive graphics as long as they do something stylistic with it. Does anyone really care if Bubsy doesn't have fur detail? Now, despite being kind of excited for this game, I can't account for its quality until it's released on PS4 and Steam. I'm kind of surprised there's no Switch release. That would be the perfect on-the-go Switch game for kids who are going to a soccer game. I just hope the frame rate is smooth and the level design is straightforward and constantly trying out new ideas. Which is one thing the first Bubsy game did every 4 levels. The levels were bad, don't get me wrong, but I can remember the residential area, the carnival, and the train levels quite well, showing they at least had an identity. And if the game sucks, that would be great for a review on my channel. If the game is good, that would also be great for a review on my channel. That's kind of the last reason why I'm excited for it, because while I'm excited for a potentially decent Bubsy as a gamer, I do have some ulterior motive as a content creator. At least I'm being honest about it. But let me know your thoughts on the trailer. Are you excited for Bubsy the Woolies Strike Back? Let me know your thoughts. Heck, if you even like Bubsy, let me know your history with the series. I'd love to hear about it. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember to stay pawsome. I made a cat pun.